Marquise Brown, Marquise Burnside, Marshawn McGee, Carlos Gazzato, and Kenneth Williams. At this time, and Jasmine Reed. At this time, I am requesting the cell phones remain off or muted for the duration of the program. Please rise for the procession opening. Will everyone please remain standing for the singing of our national anthem, sung by two sophomores, Jade McClan and Dorianne Hemmings. Jayla and Dorianne. That was beautiful. Please be seated. Good afternoon, and welcome to our 6th annual half-cap ceremony to honor the class of 2020. My name is Ms. Jackson, and I'm one of the guidance school counselors. It is my great pleasure that I introduce to you our two MCs for this event, Ms. Destiny Kelly and Ms. Brenda Gonzalez.
Thank you, Ms. Jackson. On behalf of myself, Brenda, and the entire sophomore class, I would like to welcome our parents, guardians, esteemed board members, Wildcat administration, and teachers to this celebratory event. Participating in this event means that we are on track for our 2020 graduation. Let's keep working hard, Wildcats, and continue to make those who support us proud. At this time, I would like to introduce our Sophisticats under the direction of Ms. Brenda. This year, the JV Sophisticats team took second place in the IDTA state finals for JV Hip Hop. Please help me welcome the Sophisticats featuring sophomore Jessica Patton.
I'm not a stranger to the dark. Hide away, they say, 'cause we don't want your broken parts. I've learned to be ashamed of all my scars. Run away, they say, no one will love you as you are. But I won't let them break me down to dust. I know that there's a place for us, for we are glorious. Sharp words wanna cut me down. I'm gonna sit in blood, gonna drown a mind. I am brave, I am bruised, I am who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, 'cause here I come. And I'm marching on to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen. I make no apologies. This is me. It's my spirit. I'll find a way. 'Cause today won't let the shame in. Be a voice in truth, barricade. Bring on my soul. It's what we feel. Won't let them break me down. I know that there's a place for us. Won't be sorry. When the sharpest words wanna cut me down, I'm gonna send a blood, gonna drown a mind. This is brave, this is bruised, this is who I'm meant to be. This is me.
Let's give another hand to our Sophisticats. Good afternoon. My name is Brenda, and being a sophomore has helped me to see that high school is too short. Freshman year was like a blink of an eye. I was that kid that wasn't sure who she was, and the one who walks in the halls. But now I know who I am. A leader, independent sophomore, and a girl who do track, cross country, newspaper, and ad. Yes, I was nervous to come to high school. But when I met the counselors, the teachers, the upperclassmen, and my peers, I knew high school was going to be fun, joyful, and I would learn a lot from everyone. Don't do this, you cannot do that. Those are the words I hear every time I want to do something different. Well, the people who tell me that are the ones that drive me to try harder and try new things like taking AP and honors classes, and give me the drive to make sure I definitely go to college and become a mechanical engineer no matter what or who tries to stop me. I'm here telling you, class of 2020, we can do anything we put our minds to. Don't ever stop dreaming and believing. Now, I have the honor to introduce a classmate who is doing some amazing things. Sophomore, Malachi Wright is a member of our state placing speech team. He took second in state original comedy, sixth in speech occasion speaking, and he also was selected as all conference, all sectionals, all state cast for drama and group representation.
all to take out a pen and paper? We're about to take some notes. All right, slavery ended in, 1865. Man, this is boring. Oh, well, who do we have here? Malachi Wright. Well, Mr. Wright, since you so smart, I got one for you. What happened on April 4th, 1968? Oh, that's easy. It was the day Martin Luther King was assassinated. Well, Mr. Wright, you're wrong. It's my birthday. But I'm gonna just stop talking. I think that's a great idea. And you know what? Class is dismissed. But you knucklehead, stay after. I gotta talk to you. Fine, man, what do you want? What in the world is wrong with you? Making me look like a damn fool in front of the class. It's just you're teaching us stuff that's not interesting. Is that right? Well, who raised you? My granddaddy. Matter of fact, he's on his way to pick me up right now. Good. I want to talk to Knucklehead Senior. Son, where have you been? Let's go. Not so fast, Mr. Granddad. I gotta talk to you. You see, grandson here, he was being an absolute disruption in my class. Wait, what do you mean? Well, first of all, he don't know what happened on April 4th, 1968. He doesn't know your birthday? That's what I'm saying. And he keeps on going on and on about how my African American history class is just so boring. Wait, African American history isn't boring? I know, Granddad. I just want to learn about more interesting people like Malcolm X or W.E.B. Du Bois, or even Oprah Winfrey. Who the hell are these people? Lord knows I do not keep up with the NBA. Oh, come on now. Black people did a lot of things like invented the mailbox, the hot comb, and even a Popeyes, Louisiana Bass. Listen, Granddad, kids nowadays don't care nothing about history. It's just not interesting to them. Well, maybe you just need to tell more interesting stories. Interesting stories? Yeah. Like, did you know that the founding fathers were black? Wait, what? Yeah. And I can remember when the Declaration of Independence was signed. See, it was 1776 at the Washington Family Cookout. And boy, was I working that grill. Okay, James, I see you. And Ben, I see you flying that kite. Oh, watch out. Damn. Is that Tommy the Bad Cat Jefferson? What up, dog?
What's going on, Granddad?
Well, where you been? I was at Boston. At that party. It was tea. Sounds fun. Hey, George, this is an amazing cookout. Well, glad you can make it. Say, George, what's wrong? Well, me and Martha just haven't been getting along that well lately. You see, the spark just isn't there. I mean, she won't even let me use a toothbrush. Talking about she keep on getting splinters. Well, I can see why. You know, George, what I think you need to do is get independence from Martha. You know, find you a woman who treats you right and suits your needs. You know what, Granddad? I think that's a great idea. Thank you, Granddad. And that's how the real Declaration of Independence was written.
Thank you, Malachi. I am sure I can speak for everyone when I say that was amazing. Let's give another hand for Malachi. At this time, I have the privilege of introducing our guest speaker. The only way you can get a thing done is to start to do it, then keep on doing it, and finally, you finish it. Langston Hughes. This is the life mantra of Jamal J. Spells, who firmly believes that you can't just simply talk about doing things. You have to do them. Raised in Harvey, Illinois, he is a product of the positive things that you can take from this community. As a member of the Harvey Colts, He was the star of the team that helped them win the Pop Warner National Championship. He later went on to play for TTHS's only undefeated regular football team. If you grew up in Harvey, you probably have heard the last name Spells. There's probably still a Spells in the Fieldhouse track and field record wall, and even in the Wildcat Hall of Fame in the gym. But this Spells made magic in the classroom as well. After graduating TTHS with honors in 1995, he graduated and accepted a full presidential scholarship to the University of Illinois to become a Phi alumni. It is there where he graduated and decided to make his mark in the business world. The corporate landscape provided the essential blueprint for Mr. Spells to make his own business mark. After he ventured into his own business, he hasn't looked back since and has started with over 100 clients and has expanded with 700 clients all over the country, ranging from professional athletes to entertainers. Still a resident of the South Suburbs, Mr. Spells is an enthusiastic member of the community and a consummate believer in its potential. He still runs a business in the South Suburbs and enjoys imparting knowledge and to support anyone trying to get ahead. Please help me welcome back Mr. Spells to Wildcat Country.
Well, first and foremost, I would like to thank the faculty, staff, the class of 2020 to invite me to come back and speak at my prestigious high school. When they first asked me to take up the job of being a guest speaker, I had to think about it. I said, of all the people, they want to choose me? And the reason why is because when I was in high school, I was a knucklehead. Just like she stated when she was doing my biography, the Spells family name here in Harvey is kind of synonymous with a lot of things. We were known for sports. I was good, I was great, but I wasn't fantastic. I knew that my brother's names and records that was on the wall, I was never going to beat them. So I had to find another way to kind of make my mark. And so I did that in the classroom. Now the one good thing about trying to do that in the classroom is that I was known for having a very flip mouth. Like, you couldn't tell me nothing, I always thought that I knew it all. But I ended up flipping that and making it into a positive. Because like, back when I was in school, we didn't have a half-cap ceremony. What they told you was this: when you became a sophomore, they was like, boy, get your butt to class. They didn't care about if you was a sophomore, junior. You had to come here, get the work done, and accomplish the task at hand. The one thing that I learned here at Thornton Township High School is that when you grow up in Harvey and when you're a Wildcat, you have to have a constant chip on your shoulder. It doesn't matter what school you go to, what conference you play in. They always want to look at you like you're the worst of the worst. And one thing I can say about us Wildcats, when we stepped into the building, we kicked butt. It didn't matter what it was, whether it was the speech team, track team, football team. And it's amazing today that when I look back and I look through the papers, back when I was in college to check on my high school, y'all was still kicking butt, and I'm extremely proud of y'all. So sophomores, I'm here to empower you and to motivate you to still kicking butt, okay? Don't stop. Now, when they first asked me to try to come up with a speech, I sat for literally hours trying to figure out what to say. I had wrote up like these 5 pages. I was like, I'm gonna make this 10 minutes good. But like a couple of nights before I got here, I tore it all up. Because most Wildcats that I know, we go impromptu, because we do it with our own type of pizzazz. And I wanted to kind of like stir up some of the memories that I had when I was in high school, from like the positive things and the negative things that I went through. Some of the positive things that I would say that I had is that the teachers always strive to push you and motivate you to be your best. The one thing that you had to do on your own to figure out is that you had to push and want the best for yourself too. And like for me, things came kind of easy. Like I really didn't have to study hard. Like I had a photographic memory, and like I could test out of this building and everything. But like teachers used to play like a cruel joke on me, and some of my friends could attest to it. I could never forget my old English teacher, Miss Felt, right? I was like a smart aleck. I always had a joke for everything. She used to always make me sit in the front, but she didn't know she was doing me a favor because I couldn't see because I was too cool to wear glasses. And like, we had to do like our end of year paper for graduation. And she made me write a 20-page paper about doing women's hair. Till this day, I still know how to do hair. Another thing that I like to kind of bring retrospect on is like the friendships. You're gonna be build friendships that are gonna last a lifetime here. You just have to make sure that you choose your friends wisely and you choose the right type of friends. I recently had the honor of getting married this weekend, and one of my closest friends that I've been knowing since I was 8 years old, we went to high school, was standing there side by side to help me push me across that room. Because I was like, Lord, what am I doing here? But also at Thornton, the programs were excellent. Like, I don't even know if some of these programs are still around. We had like Renaissance, we had Bridge program. There were so many programs that keep you actively involved so that they could expand your horizons and make you think about the world and let you know that there was way other things bigger than you outside of these doors of Thornton Township High School. Like, I'll never forget, like, we had never been to Disneyland. Like, for now, kids, that's nothing, going to Disneyland, Disney World, or whatever. And they had the audacity to take us on our senior trip to Disney World. I must admit, it had to be an experience. Because I could never forget being at Disney World that day, and they let us go free. It was like, oh, all y'all gotta do is just be back to the bus on time at 9 o'clock when the park closed. So we all get back to the bus, and I go take my usual seat in the back, cracking jokes, but for some reason, the bus was 3/4 empty. And I was like, where's everybody at? So we laughing and joking in the back, an hour go by, 2 hours go by, then all of a sudden, a Disneyland cop comes and knocks on the door. So he's like, can I talk to the person that's in charge? So the teacher gets off the bus, she's like, what's the problem? Well, she's like, well, we got half your class in jail. I said, what? And they was like, yeah, we caught them stealing. They was like, stealing? They was like, well, we don't keep cameras and all that stuff, everything is pretty loose, but their parents gotta come back down here and bail them out. So that's why I say choose your friends wisely, because I remember sitting on the back of the bus screaming, keep your hands out my pocket, all the way home. Also, one of the things that I learned from Thornton that gave me like a really good foundation is that the machismo that we grow here, as far as having that chip on our shoulder, is that we learn how to be problem solvers. And we learn how to be problem solvers very quick. I started to have a photo of like my first, how can I say, a report card, if y'all still call it that, when I was in college. Now for me, college was like a huge adjustment because I figured I knew it all, I could pick up things quickly, but it moves at a way faster pace. Like you go out to class after class and the material is so intense that it's hard to condense at one time. And sometimes when you have pride, you're scared to ask people for help. So my freshman year, I can honestly tell you my grades, I had 5 classes, I had 4 Fs and 1 C. All right. My GPA was a .9. Now take this, coming from a dude that had a 4.0 all while he was in high school, okay? They actually kicked me out of college for my grades. But you know what? When I got ready to get on the bus to come back home, I was like, I gotta go back to Harvard. I gotta see all my friends so they can look at me and say, I told you so. I got off that bus, and I'll never forget I stayed in a friend's dorm room. And I was like, I'm gonna find a way to get back in school. I was like, I'm a wildcat, we don't quit, we don't give up. And I took every method that I could, and before you know it, I didn't even miss a day of class or a day of school. I appealed, the counselors let me back in, I told them about all my mistakes, and I ended up graduating with a 3.8 grade point average. I tell you all these things because, like, being at the halfway point, it means that you're halfway at your journey. It's not meaning that you're just getting to the end. It means that you're just beginning. These high school years are gonna fly by so fast. It's like I got here and it's like the hallways start coming back to me. I remember all my bad habits. I don't even know. This is why I started eating Cheetos with cheese sauce. All right, honey buns with cheese sauce. All right, that's a little older than y'all. I might have to take a selfie and go on my selfie time machine. But without Thornton, there would be no me. And so what I would say is this. A lot of the old Wildcats when I was in school, they came back, they gave back, they spoke to us, they offered advice, they offered knowledge. And I'm here to do the same thing for any of you if you need it. I'll be passing out business cards. I'm here in the community, I have a business. And one thing that you have to learn, the place that you come from, you cannot forget about it. You always have to be willing to give back to it. It doesn't matter what time or what distance that it takes. Because the person I am came from all of you in the same walls that you are sitting in right now, okay? And so, what I would like to do is finish off with one line for you. It says like this. Remember, no one could go back and make a brand new start. But anyone can start from now and make a brand new beginning. So when I told y'all about those stories with my F's, and y'all sophomores that are kind of slacking off right now, it's never too late to pick it up. Go ahead, get the job done, and make all of us proud.
Thank you, Mrs. Spells. It is so great to hear from someone who walked these halls and now has such great success. We truly appreciate your words of wisdom and taking time out of your busy schedule to provide us with the keys to success. I would now like to introduce our proud principal. His personal belief is to service to humanity. To quote from Dr. Cornell West, you can't lead the people if you don't love the people. And you can't save the people if you don't serve the people. Please help me welcome our principal, Mr. Rapp.
Thank you, ladies. Good afternoon, class of 2020. Good afternoon, parents and guardians. Those who came, welcome to your school. To our Wildcat staff who are present today, thank you. To our parents, again, on behalf of the administration and the staff of here at Wildcat Country, we are honored. We are honored that you would entrust us with your child's education, their safe being, their life being, and their social and emotional development here at Thornton Township High School. There's no greater honor that I take in that, except that you give that to me. So thank you. I'm honored that you trust us. Now, we do a great job. We do a great job. If there's some issues, but we do a great job. I want to say to the class of 2020, you look very awesome today. You look very nice. Very nice. And I'm honored. Because I'm lacking time, I really don't have a lot of time. So what I'll do is I'm going to go through the program as the script was made. And if I have time, we'll chat because it's a very important words I want to have with you because I want you to understand the concept behind a half cap, meaning you're halfway, right? So let me do this real fast and with great respect. First of all, I want to take this time to honor and recognize my top 10 students. When I call your name, please stand up, top 10. Destiny Kelly. Zahir Morales. Olakayode Adebagun. Cassandra Forte. Mikaela Johnson. Jalen Conley. Virginia Rodriguez. Lizelle Placencia. Kenneth Williams Jr. And Dorianne Hemmings. Congratulations, students. Thank you for your hard work thus far. And to the rest of my class, to the rest of your classmates, you need to work a little bit harder to make it to the top 10. You deserve to be there just like them as well. So everybody is telling to press on the gas. Thank you, everybody. Please be seated. Okay, class of 2020. Let me ask that you please stand at this time. Class of 2020, please stand at this time. See, part of this half-cap ceremony is for you to take a pledge because you're only halfway there, right? Halfway there means everything. But unless you complete it, halfway means absolutely nothing, right? So this is a reaffirmation for you to be successful the other 2 years from now. Repeat after me. We pledge to act with integrity and honesty. We pledge to do our best even when no one is watching. We pledge to set a positive example for our peers. We pledge to do the right thing even when it's hard. For real? We pledge to do the right thing even when it's hard. It's called integrity. That was me. We pledge to strive to be successful and focus on our continued academic development. We pledge to graduate in 2020. All right, thank you. You may be seated. How much time I got? 7 minutes? 7 minutes? Okay. Students, let me share with you the importance of this activity. Just like our guest speaker said, and I'm not sure what class it came from, but I'm class of 80, right? 95? Class of 95. No such thing as a half-cap ceremony. When I graduated, no such thing as a half-cap ceremony. Why is it necessary today? As the question. And I want you to understand, do not take for granted your accomplishment. Because your accomplishment, you sitting here, is absolutely extraordinary. You have defied odds that have been set against you by this society. Now let me prove what I'm talking about. The vast majority, if not everybody in this audience, is either black or Hispanic. And then this American society, 13% of blacks in America represents the population of America. 13%. You're only 13% of the U.S. population. You are 50% of the prison population. Half. Which means there's a track. There's a track for you. There's 3 tracks. There's a college and career track for youngsters. There's the military/technical trade track, low-paying job track when you get out of school, and then there's the prison track. Now, let me try to see if I can prove my point. Raise your hand if you know somebody right now who's doing time or just caught up in the criminal justice system. Of course. I got enough witnesses then. See, understand this, students, understand this, parents, and everybody else. Nobody is born. Listen to me good. Nobody is born in this world with a propensity to violence and with a propensity to do wrong. So the question is, what happens in our life's experiences that puts us on that track? What happens? And guess what? You all have people right now. You have peers that all of you know, students, who should be sitting next to you, but they're not. They could very well be on that track. So my challenge to you is 2 things. Understand the value of your success by sitting there and continue to be successful. You're going to be in spite of some odds. The second thing is go back, just like our guest speaker said, and pull your friend up and say, look here, man, look here, girl, it's time to cut this out. Let's get out here, let's be successful. Because you have the intelligence to do it. When you fail class, you're not going to convince me that you're not smart enough to pass the class. The problem is, society has developed you to the point you don't give a damn about school. That's what it is. So you have to care enough about yourself and care enough about others to convince them and convince yourself, I'm going to be successful in spite of the odds. So class of 2020, take the leadership. You might as well take the leadership. You're doing everything else. I looked at the program and I'm like, damn, We got Malachi taking state. You only a sophomore, man. That's room for a senior. Right? You're already showing my top 10. My top 10 students. Absolute leadership. Absolute academic excellence. All of you have the potential. But you're sort of playing around. Hey, Wildcats, let's not play around no more. Let's take this by storm. Let's all be academic scholars and get the hell up out of here, graduate, go to college. Let's take the world. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Mr. Ratcliffe. On behalf of every sophomore here, we won't let you down. At this time, we would like to present a special video that our committee produced and direct. We must thank all of our members: Destiny Kelly, Brenda Gonzalez, Faith Harris, Jasmine Howell, and Linda Griffin.
The dark, hide away, they say, 'cause we don't let you broken parts. Learn to be ashamed of our scars.
Leadership skills, they've taught basic things like, qualities of leadership that help enhance them throughout your 4 years here. So that would include like helping each other out, staying on task with your stuff at one, and just basically like having a good time doing so without trying to get caught up in everything else.
It taught me how to be more, I guess you could say be more independent. Before I came here, I was very dependent on like other people, I guess you can say, as far as like, working goes, but I'm more, independent.
Being like, you gotta have pride, but you still have everything, you gotta support it 100%.
To future CCH students is to do your work. If you need help with something, there's always a teacher that you can go to, and it's going to be okay. These 4 years, you're going to make it through.
Like, stay with school and try not to drive off the town, where you go, keep coming in.
So I want to go to college, and my top choice is Johns Hopkins because it has amazing basketball program.
I want to go to college.
Wildcat comes from the showing better ways of the world how to get your school up. I'll support them.
I feel like we're over and
Don't wait for anyone else. Don't get distracted by the people who aren't interested in graduating, who aren't interested in doing anything that cause trouble. Keep moving forward. Everybody has a path. Everybody has a goal. If you find it, you stay on it.
Your education, I look at take leadership in everything that you do. Run with great ideas in your wonderful minds and become the next future leaders of everything that life has to offer you.
I think it's extreme. Keep your eyes on the proverbial prize. Know that success comes from hard work and dedication. Remember always to love yourself. You know, keep the lines of communication open with your teachers. You know, those that you look up to. Be willing. Don't be so rigid. Be willing to open yourself up. You know, in order to receive advice when it's given to you. And most importantly, enjoy yourself and have fun.
Juxtaposition enough. Justice for all, just ain't specific enough. One son died.